सम्यक् समाधिनिरतैर्विमलान्तरङ्गे साक्षादवेक्ष्य निजतत्त्वमपारसौख्यम् सन्तुष्यते परमहंसकुलैरजस्रम् यद्ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि केवलबोधमात्रम्।
ॐ नमः परमर्षिभ्यो नमः परमर्षिभ्यः। हरिः ॐ। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्तेव सदृशिगणैः आवृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रम् आनन्दरूपं स्वात्मारामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिम् ईडे। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय यतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनकेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभितां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। अपार सच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकम् अहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। चूडोत्तंसितचन्द्रचारुकलिकां चञ्चत्शिखाभास्वरो लीलादग्धविलोलकामशलभश्रेयो दशाग्रे स्फुरन् अन्तःस्फूर्जतपारमोहतिमिरप्राग्भारमुच्चाटयन् चेतः सद्मनियोगिनां विजयते ज्ञानप्रदीपो हरः। As the part of our Chaturmasya Swadhyaya Jnana Yajna, we are on the 39th day of Sankaracharya's life and teachings. 39th day. So one more day, it will become one mandala. 40 days. 40 days is called one mandala. Acharya Bhagavatpada has written so many works. So many stotras are being written. Although the lifespan was very small, only 32 years, In Kathopanishad, Yama tells Nachiketa that you can live for any number of years. I will give you that boon. Don't ask knowledge of the self, the secret about death. I will give you anything. Ima ramaha sarataha saturyaha nahidrisha lambaniya manushyehi. Those pleasure-giving objects which you cannot get in the world, ordinary human beings cannot get. You can get all that. Don't ask this question. You can live for one full yuga. Then Nachiketa says, Ati dirghe jivite korametam. Who is interested in long span of life? What is the use? So I am not interested in that. I want only that knowledge. Varaniyasayeva. For me, I want only that knowledge of the truth, that knowledge of the self. So, what matters is only Atma Jnana, nothing else. And he lived only up to 32 years, and almost all the major works were finished when he was just 16. So many stotras, hymns were written, and small prakarana granthas were written, right from Eka Shloki. Knowledge of Atma Jnanam in one shloka. Then Shata Shloki, 100 shlokas. Then Upadesha Sahasri, 100 verses. Then 1000 verses. Then Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Sara Sangraham. It also 1000 verses. We are all very experts in short forms. Today our Navaneet was saying, and what is that? SVSSS. Otherwise, who will go on saying this Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Sara Sangraham? So, such a big work. So many Vivek Chudamani, they are called Prakarana Granthas. Actually, for a Mumukshu, one Prakarana Grantha is enough. You want only realization of the self. You want to know how to proceed. Then you study Vivek Chudamani enough. You have so many doubts, then you need commentaries for the Upanishad, and many Upanishad commentaries are also very simple, like Kathopanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, very, very simple commentary. Then comes elaborate commentaries on Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Chandogya, then Brahma Sutra commentary. And once you enter there, commentaries for commentaries. Then commentaries for commentaries. Tika Tukam Apekshate. You go on like that, no end. Shabda Jalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmana Karanam Ataha Prayatnat Jnatavyam Tattvajnat Tattvam Atmanaha. Sankaracharya says in Vivek Chudamani, this complex forest of words, confusing forest of words, you enter into that forest, that jungle, it is very difficult to come out. Maha Aranyam, Aranyam means forest. And Shabda Jalam, It's called vikalpa. Vikalpa means Shabda Jnananupati Vastu Shunyo Vikalpaha. Many sounds are produced, no meaning. So this is called vikalpa. This is one definition of vikalpa. So, Chitta Brahmana Karana, mind simply wanders, scattered. So what should I do? Prayatnad, with all effort, approach a knower of truth and know the self. Enquire within and enquire inside you, what is this me? What is my real nature? Tattvam Atmanaha. Atma Tattvam should be known. The knowledge of the self alone matters. And when you know yourself, you know that you are deathless, you are birthless, you are Purna. You are absolutely pure, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhava. And that very recognition is moksha. According to Advaita Vedanta, moksha is not something attainable, it is knowable. You just recognize it. Your very nature is mukti. The very nature of Atma is mukti. Bhagavan also says this in some place. Bhagavan says, anything that you attain is limited. Anything that you achieve is limited. Whatever comes will go. So, the liberation that we are seeking is not something which will come and go. Pokku varavu illa podu veli. You just recognize it in your heart as your real nature. Swaswarupa. And its Swarupa is Mukti. It is liberation. Even before you knew it, then also it was like that. Like you see a rope as snake, but that doesn't make it a snake. You bring in light and you see there is no snake, only a rope. The rope is not bothered about your knowledge or ignorance. It remains as a rope. Like that, the self is eternally free. It is Shuddha. It is Nitya Mukta. This knowledge puts you instantaneously in liberation, freedom. The intellect has to, if you have so much faith, the knowledge dawns inside you, you are free. It happened with Bhagavan. Just inquired, who is going to die? I am going to die. What is this death? The body alone dies. The body will be taken and cremated. Am I dying when the body dies? No. Then who am I? I am not this body. What is this I within? It is pure self. Recognize it. And from that recognition, further every response happened from that recognition. Even writing a letter, he could not write his name. He could not respond from the ego center. That is all. That recognition that I am the Nijabodha Swarupa, that Shuddha Chaitanya, it dawned within him. He recognized it. With the power of that he lived. With the power of that knowledge. Atmana vindate viryam. That viryam comes from Atmajnana. So, this is what Sankaracharya says, Bhagavan says, Upanishad says, Bhagavad Gita, everything says. We need that viryam. We need that fearlessness in this world. Every force in life is there to terrorize you, frighten you. Every leaf falls, giving you fear. And the challenge in front of you is, can you remain unshaken by the power of this knowledge? Knowledge is same. But the potency of knowledge should be that much that when you respond to your destiny, you are not shaken by that. It is same only. Whatever you have heard all these years, the same thing only. And the potency should be so much. It should be potential. It should be powerful enough so that whatever may happen in your life, yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate tam vidyat dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga samjnitam. Bhagavan says in Gita, what is yoga? Bhagavan defines yoga, yasmin sthito, established in that, in which one is not affected by the greatest suffering. Dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate, greatest suffering. Tam vidyat dukkha sanyoga viyogam. Know that to be yoga, because it completely shields you from dukkha, from sorrow. No sorrow can shake you. No sorrow can affect you. Any amount of sorrow, let it come, you are not affected by that. Gurunapi na vichalyate, not shaken. Tam yogam vidyat. Know that to be yoga. So that is the yoga. So that is the fruit of this knowledge. Actually, we want only this knowledge to live. With this knowledge, equipped with this knowledge, you can face the forces that come in you, become active in your life. So that is the importance of spiritual life also. Yesterday I was telling, what is the message of Bhagavatam? A king who got the kingdom after a very great war. Millions died and he became a king. And suddenly one day he gets a curse. On the seventh day you will die. Parikshit. Then he finds that all this fighting to achieve, attain in this world, all useless nonsense. With so much effort, so much sacrifice, you have achieved this. And one Brahmin boy puts his tongue out, it is all gone. On seventh day, everything is going to collapse. The castle becomes dust, nothing, useless. I am going to die. He just walked out, sat on the bank of the river Ganga. So many sages arrived. So many people came to look at him, see him. That was a place where sages were camping. So many mighty sages, Atri, Bhrigu, Kutsa, Vasishta, Gautama, Kashyapa, Angirasa, so many sages. They all came there. Then this king said, all you mighty beings have come. Please don't try to console me. He said, don't come here. See, only after death you can go for condolence. But here you can go 1 week before death. So don't do that. I don't want any consolation. I want truth. Because I know that this world, all these achievements, attainments, everything is untruth, unreal. Vimarshitau heyataya purastad. This everything should be given up. Unreal. I want what is that reality. What should a person do when he knows that he is going to die? What should a person do when he knows that whatever he has achieved is going to leave him? What japa, what knowledge, what yoga, what abhyasa can he do? When this question becomes something like blazing fire inside a person, then he deserves realization. He becomes an adhikari. Sankaracharya says, adhikarinam ashaste phalasiddhir visheshataha. If a person is an adhikari, one single day of listening, he will become enlightened. No waiting. It is all a question of an adhikaritva. If the person has all these prerequisites, qualifications, realization is the simplest thing. Hence Bhagavan said, Aye ati sulabham atmavitte. Because for him it came so easily. Some cause. Somebody came to his house and said, Arunachalam. It's all like Kakataliya Nyayam. A crow goes and sits on the branch of a tree and a fruit falls. Neither the crow is responsible, nor the tree is responsible, nor the fruit. The fruit was ready to fall, and at the right time the crow went there and sat there. It coincided. And you think that because the crow sat there, the fruit fell. You can also do what Ramana Bhagavan did. You arrange, I will come to your house and ask, where are you coming from? I will tell you Arunachalam. Stand there 10 minutes without moving. Then after so many days, I will give you Tamil Periya Puranam. Nor head or tail you will understand. After that, you can lie down on a Sunday afternoon, ask yourself, I am going to die. One person did it. All other things, like an achara, about I think 96 or so, there was a program also like that. And one person he did, and the last thing this death experience, he was trying to imitate. He said, he lying down, I am going to die. Suddenly he got frightened. There was a nervous collapse for him. So, this is called Kakataliya Nyaya. Something becomes a cause for you to realize. Janaka came to Ashtavakra in his horse and said, Master, I have come. Please give me Upadesha. And Ashtavakra said, after surrendering, come down from the horse. With one foot resting on the stirrup, another foot, left foot, lifted. He said, I have surrendered. And the story goes, he stood there in samadhi, like a statue. If we go like this, Sankaracharya's story will not get completed. Okay, right? So, here, so all the sorrows the yogi says, vritti sarupyam is the cause for sorrow. See, the sorrow or something happens in front of you, some emotion comes in your mind. Patanjali says, you identify with that emotion, that is the cause for sorrow. You identify with that vritti and you suffer. It is impossible to have no vritti in your mind, because something happens, you are seeing it, vritti will form. But the problem is your I enters that vritti. Asmita enters that vritti and you suffer. And you separate your vritti from that emotion, that I thought from that emotion. Bhagavan also comes there. To whom is this vritti? To whom is this emotion? To me, I. And what is this I? Or what is this me? And when you search the I thought merges in the source, and for the time being, for moments, you experience a deep peace where you are free, absolutely free. But the problem is, just like in a pond, you take a dip and there are the morass. It is there, that leaves are there. Shaivala. You push it aside and take a dip. But before you come out, it will be there in your head. Like that, you inquire into the I thought and go to the source, but you leave it, it again comes and closes the door. So this is vritti sarupyam. And again, Bhagavan says again and again, inquire and let it become your habit, that you stay in the true I, in the heart. No more identifying with the individual sense, the ego. Then you are free. The same thing, the traditional Vedanta, Sankaracharya says it is adhyasa is the cause. Adhyasa means, I don't know who translated it like that, superimposition. I don't know whether it makes sense, but if you have studied it, superimposition. Something is there and you impose it on yourself, merely assume that it is yours. You are getting affected. And this superimposition, the only way to get rid of it is renunciation. Many things are happening in the world. You cannot avoid. Something is happening in America, something is happening in Russia, Ukraine war or Kashmir problem, this problem, that problem, next neighborhood fighting. In our house, next room fighting. If you look closely inside your body, one bacteria is fighting with something else. Some virus is fighting, some conflict is happening. And the Ayurveda says, if you put medicine to this eye and ignore this eye, it will become angry. So you have to put a little bit medicine here also. Even if that eye has no problem, then also you have to put a little medicine. You give more attention to liver, kidney will become angry. So what are you going to solve? These conflicts are there in the whole world. And you think they are happening to me. See, in dream something is happening. You are seeing some film. You identify with the character and think it is happening to you. Somebody awake near you, he knows nothing has happened to you. See, when Bhagavan used to give this knowledge of the self, that you are absolutely free. There is no problem with you. One day Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni said, they are all ignorant people. How will they know? You could give them some japa or something. Then Bhagavan said, I know only this. Then casually Bhagavan said, one person is sleeping. In his dream, he is a very rich man. He has big house and a treasure room is there. And in dream, he saw a thief breaking in and breaking the room and stealing all his wealth. So this person is screaming, catch hold of the thief, catch hold of the thief. He is stealing my wealth. And you are sitting nearby. What will you do? Will you run to catch the thief? What will you do? You will wake him up. Then he finds there is neither thief nor wealth. Nothing to achieve, nothing is lost. Bhagavan said this. I used to feel, what is this Avatara Purusha doing? Avatara Purusha magically enters his dream and becomes a policeman inside his dream and catches hold of this thief and retrieves the wealth. And in dream, this person says, Namostute, or Stuti. And at last he wakes up to find that nothing is lost, no hero came there, nothing happened, no world. Na nirodho na cha utpattihi na baddho na cha satakaha na mumukshur na vai muktaha ityesha paramarthana. Dirghaswapnamimam vidhi dirgham va chitta vibramam. As Yoga Vasishta says, this is a long duration of dream. And continues, long duration of mental illness. So you have all kind of visions. What to do? So this is adhyasa. Atasmin tadbuddhihi prabhavati vimudhasya tamasa vivekabhavadvai abhavadvai spurati bhujage rajjudhishana. You see a snake in a rope without any cause. Like that, you see yourself associated with many problems. When you wake up from this ignorant dream, you see nothing is there. Whatever problem may happen, Atma eteshu anagataha anugataha sarvatra avyabhicharat. The presence of the Atman as the I consciousness remains changeless behind all notions, such as joy and sorrow. Ignoring the moods like joy, sorrow, dejection and so on, one must hold on to the pure awareness I am and learn to gently abide in it. Abiding in the self is the supreme benediction. Thus, on recognizing the substratum, one will clearly discover that happiness and sorrows are mere figments of imagination, like the blueness of the sky. That itself is nirvana. One who knows the truth and lives happily in the world as if he knows nothing, without declaring I am such and such a person to anyone. That is a great secret. You know the truth and without getting caught by fame. If the person can live, he is blessed. Aprakyapayan aham evam vidaha iti. Sankaracharya says, don't proclaim yourself. You can just happily, peacefully live with that jnanam, with that shanti. Nistutihi nirnamaskaraha niswadhakara yevacha chalachala niketasya yatir yadrichiko bhavet tattvam adhyatmikam drishtva tattvam drishtva tu vahyataha tatvibhutaha tadaramaha tattvad aprachyuto bhavet. Remain without slipping from that awareness even for a moment. Know that tattvam inside. know the Tattvam outside and you become the Tattvam. Tattvi Bhudaha, and take delight in Tattvam and never lose the awareness of that state. Then you are absolutely free. Tattvam means what? Knowledge, clear knowledge. Adhyatmikam Tattvam means I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. What is this I? And you see that you are that pure consciousness within. Then you have to wake up. You cannot stay in that state always. You come back. Through the senses you are seeing the world. Then you know that this world is also interwoven. Like the cloth is full of thread. Like that, the world is full of that consciousness. It is all sarvam khalu idam brahma. This is all Brahman. It arises in Brahman, it stays in Brahman, it goes back to Brahman. This is all Brahman. Tattvam drishtva tu bahyataha. Now you have to deal with the world. Someone comes, you are attached. You lose the yoga sthiti, shanti. Someone comes, you hate, you lose your balance. You are the loser. So now you have to deal with this, ragadvesha. This is the most dangerous thing in spiritual life. People think this person is bad, that person is bad. He has this problem, that problem. You have problem. It is your mind which registers the world. It is your mind which is seeing something other than Atma. Now you have to deal with it. Parasvabhava karmani na prashamset na garhayet. Do not praise another's nature. Do not insult. Do not find fault. Criticize another person's character. Because only Atma is there. No another person is there. No person is there here. This is the Tattva. So, but all these things will be there. Around you, prarabdha will be there. Problems will be happening. Individuals will create problem. Incidents will happen. Weather will change. Disease will come. Something or the other happen. The question is, will it be possible for you to see that all these are like waves in the ocean of Satchidananda? Don't think by simply knowing that I will have bliss. No, even pain you have to see as Atma. Even difficulty you have to see as Atma. Many have won over it. Because by knowing that, what will happen? By knowing that, resistance will go. You will not react. You will not become angry. You will not ask why I have this problem. No. Dvaita buddhi will fall off. Duality will go. No conflict will arise. Thus, the full, the whole, with all contradistinctions, you are able to absorb. Whether good or bad, painful or pleasurable, blissful or sorrowful, no finding fault with anything. You wipe out the world and remain in samadhi, then no problem. If you don't want this world to happen, remain in nirvikalpa samadhi. It's not possible. You have to come back. When you come here, somebody will be there, Hiranyakashipu or Hiranyaksha or someone will come. No escape. All these Puranas are there to find that there were people who have suffered much more than us. So you will not complain. Now, small problems come to your life. You are not able to take it, solve it, dissolve it within you. It is your failure. You say, I want spiritual life. What is the spiritual life? I want to sit blissfully It is actually a pleasure addiction. That is why we say the knowledge is very important. Even meditation is a pleasure addiction. Because as we are addicted to it, tomorrow no meditation, that meditation itself becomes problem to you. Because meditation is not coming. Mind is active. What will I do? Some good thing happen, very happy. Some bad thing happen. But the bad thing has to come sometime or other. When good thing happens, nobody goes to an astrologer or guru says, this happened, I have something to tell, some problem. Nobody says. Because you like it, you welcome it, you swallow it. Some painful, why should it happen to me? Why not you? Get erased by that. Surrender to it. That is what Bhagavatam says. When Vamana came as a dwarf, suddenly grew as the cosmic, because the problem enters your life as a dwarf and gathers enormous form in front of you. How are you going to deal it? Everyone were advising that king, fight with it, fight with it. He said, no, I will not fight. I will just bow down before him. Let him put his feet on my head. Over. When that surrender occurred, Lord said, you are protected for eternity. I am your God. Because you have surrendered to me. This is the greatest secret. Of course we will forget, because forgetfulness is the only problem. To remind that is satsanga. No other use. Again and again remind. This war is between our forgetfulness and Shastra Jnana. Then slowly that gathers momentum, energy. And you don't forget, you don't complain. Don't imagine that you will have, just like in a film, in all old Tamil film, in my childhood, nobody will go to see a Malayalam film because every film ends with the hero and heroine dying. Who will want to see that? And all Tamil film, the hero and heroine get married. After that, only trouble begins, but that they will not say. It ends there and puts Shubham, very auspicious. Further, we don't want to see. So, some good thing happens, we want to see it. Bad thing happens, even in a cinema, you don't want, because that is also adhyasa. Actually, why do we enjoy this entertainment? It is adhyasa. It is a kind of disease. Something you want to identify. Somebody is playing football, you join one troop and make sound against the other group. Because you want to identify. This identifying with something and having a fight with another thing is eternally going on within us. This is the problem which has created us this trouble, which is called adhyasa, superimposition. When the person is free of that, when he wakes up from meditation or samadhi and looks at the world, looks at his life, how is he going to rearrange all this disorder? It is not possible. The disorder also you should be able to see as divine. Then aprachyutaha, you never lose your balance. See, Krishna is called Achyuta. You know what Achyuta means? It means most balanced person. Wherever he is balanced. Even in the war field, how can a person be very smiling, laughing when people are fighting? He is smiling. Very peaceful. Arjuna knew that. He knew that. That is why he asked him to be his charioteer. Because sometimes you become too serious. You need a person like him there to lighten you. Arjuna knew that he is the only person who will never lose his balance. And the greatest achievement of Bhishma is that Bhishma took an oath that I will make Krishna lose his balance. I will make him take his weapon. And Krishna through some spy came to know that. Why not fail? That is also good. For such a great man I will fail. So he got angry next day, jumped out of his chariot with his Sudarshana Chakra and said, today I will finish the war. I will kill you. And Bhishma put his bow down and said, Lord, I am waiting for that. Do that. And Arjuna caught hold of Krishna's feet. I will fight. Don't do this. Don't do this. Then he just looked at Bhishma, smiled and came back. Swanigamam apahaya mat pradignyam ritamadhikartum avapluto ratastaha dhritarata-charano abhyayat chaladguhu haririva hantumibham gatotariyaha. As Bhishma says, Swanigamam apahaya. He gave up his own oath, which is like Vedic dictum. Mat pratiknyam ritamatigartum. Somehow he came to know that I have done such a pratiknya, such an oath. So to make it true, giving up his oath, avapluto ratastaha, he jumped out of the chariot. But he knew that it is very dangerous if his presence is not there in chariot. So he made his upper cloth fall. That is said to be a very beautiful picture. His upper cloth fell in the chariot when he jumped. So he said, let it remain there, in my place. Dhritarata-charano. He said, I will not take weapon. Bhishma said, I will make him take weapon. And he took, what did he take? He took only his chariot wheel. One chariot, broken chariot was there, that wheel he took. And neither did he give up his oath, nor did he make Bhishma give up his oath. It is not a weapon, but it can be changed as a weapon. So he took the chariot wheel and attacked Bhishma. Why we told this story? Balance. So he is the most balanced person. Achyuta. Nachutihi, no chuti, no slip. So this Sadaiva Brahmasmityeva aprachyuto bhavet, always remain as the infinite, the truth, whole, without a slip. The real knower of truth, the Tattvavit, is one who sees no difference between Samadhi and Vyavahara. His Tattvajnana remains unaffected whether the mind is still or active. He constantly abides in the self. This is Sahaja Nirvikalpa. The question the disciple asks, is there any difference between deep sleep and the state of the knower of truth? Yes, like night and day. That much difference. In deep sleep, the mind remains deluded in the seed of ignorance. Avidya tamobijamoha grasta. The vasanas for actions and the desires for various enjoyments remain dormant within him. But the mind that has been refined in the blazing fire of self-enquiry remains serene at all times. There the mind clouds not the luminous chit, the self. Therefore they are totally different from each other. Liyate hi sushuptau tat nigrihitam na liyate. Karika. Tadeva nirbhayam brahma jnanalokam samantataha. In deep sleep, liyate, it just has laya. It merges there. Nigrahitam, when it is controlled, absolutely controlled, in yoga sthiti, it is not in laya. Tadeva nirbhayam brahma, when the mind is in the nishala tattva, it is absolutely nirbhayam, abhayam, fearless. No dvaita. Jnanalokam, the light of jnana is there. Samantataha. Knowledge alone is helpful in the waking state. Deep sleep itself is evidence that temporary dissolution of thoughts will not lead to liberation. For hours together, days together, you can stay in a state like deep sleep. You will be the same person. No change. So, knowledge alone is helpful in the waking state. Destroying the mind through self-enquiry in the waking state and experiencing the consciousness as as the effulgent self, free of all upadhi, is the self-knowledge of the jnani. This is the same as samadhi. The definition is nirvikalpa cha chinmatra vrittihi. It comes in Vivek Chudamani. Nirvikalpa cha chinmatra vrittihi. Of course, there is non-dual experience in the deep sleep state, but no one can wakefully enter there to know it. Awareness, liberation, nirvana and freedom from misery are to be experienced in the waking state alone. This is possible only in the consciousness devoid of the workings of the mind in the form of non-perception, misperception, appearance and disappearance. Agrahana, anyathagrahana, avirbhava, tirobhava varjita. These are the words. Sense objects are grasped in the wakeful state. That itself is day. The sense objects are not known in sleep. That is night. Neither grasping nor not knowing exists in pure consciousness, as day and night are not there in the sun. Suprashanta sagadjyotihi samadhihi achalo abhayaha. The constant experience of the supremely peaceful and ever effulgent consciousness is itself the fearless and unmoving samadhi. One who has known this truth is an asparsha yogi, one who has attained the state of touchlessness. Sparsha means touch, contactlessness. Dattatreya, Narayana, Shiva, Brahma, Shuka and Janaka all hold the secret of this yoga. Asparsha yoga happens in the self alone. Unlike the other yogas that happen in the realm of the mind that rises and subsides, everyone has the experience I am. The easiness indicates existence, truth, consciousness. On close observation, one can see the I, aham vritti, rising and subsiding in this existence. Conscious merging of this I thought in the absolute truth is self-enquiry. This is called nigraha, nirodha. In the attempt to merge the mind in its source, there may be obstructions such as laya, vikshepa and kashaya. Laya is a joyful state that occurs while stilling the mind, without the clear awareness of the self. This is an internal state that temporarily pleases and vanishes like sleep. But as there is no awareness, I am the self, this also should be transcended. Vikshepa is the rising of thoughts in the mind. Kashaya is a dull state of a mixture of vasanas. The self, untouched by any of these, shines constantly as easiness, amness, simple existence. This existence is called asparsha yoga. Making the attention stay there is asparsha yoga. The Upanishad declares asango hyayam purushaha. The purusha, the atma, always remains untouched by anything. Recognizing the I am as this Purusha is Asparsha Yoga. If this recognition becomes clear, the defects of the mind will not in the least affect our abidance in the self. This recognition is the eternal dawn. This is the supremely peaceful Brahmi Sthiti. Even yogis who do upasana do not know this secret. This can be grasped only from a Brahmajnani. The mind of the Jnani is divine intelligence itself. It remains ever at repose and is a repository of peace, bliss of nirvana and omniscience. Without lapsing into defects like laya, vikshepa and kashaya, one must remain in pure awareness, jnapti. Even the joy that arises from this must not be indulged with. Remaining apart from it will bring in fear. Remain as that alone, neither in laya nor thinking. The sparks of chit as aham aham, I continually fly up from the fire of the heart. Remain so till the fire of consciousness gets ignited. Into the blazing fire offer everything, including the individual sense, and rest in the peace of total nirvana, release, like the clear blue sky after a torrential downpour. To merge in the heart without leaving even a trace of ignorance is the profound rest in the fourth state, Turiya Vishranti. Jnanena Akashakalpena Dharman Yoga Ganopaman Nyayabhinnena Sambuddhaha Tam Vande Dvipadambaram. I prostrate to that great one who walks among men with infinite jnana as the boundless as space and perceives the dharmas as limitless as the sky, with the knowledge devoid of the knower and the known. To that Purushottama, to that Narayana who has taught this supreme knowledge, no amount of prostrations will suffice. Namo Namaha Sadgurubhyaha Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. Thus Acharya summarized and concluded Gaudapada Karika Bhashya in Badri-Kshetra. Now they have reached Badrinath. Second time. The disciples were not even aware that they had walked so far to reach Badri. They fell and prostrated to the compassionate master with tear-filled eyes, and they sang a praise in front of Acharya. This shloka comes in Vivek Chudamani. Samsaradhvani tapabhanu kirana prodbhuta dahavyatha khinnanam jalakam marubhuvi bhrantya paribhramyatam atyasanna sudhambudim sukakaram brahmadvayam darshayanti esha shankara bharati vijayate nirvana sandayini. To the one following sorrowful path of the world, affected by the scorching rays of the three kinds of sorrows, and who wanders in search of water to quench his thirst in the desert of the world, the words of Acharya Shankara point out in close proximity the blissful ocean of nectar which bestows nirvana. They considered themselves extremely fortunate for having been able to bath in the sacred waters of this Atma Tirtham. Thus ends the 58th Sopanam. Now in the 59th Sopanam, they are in Badri-Kshetra, in Badrinath. Adhityakayam naranaragiryoho antarbhavayam bhavashaki bijam jejiyate kasyid abhaumate jaf punjodayashri Badri-Kshetra. Tomorrow we will be concluding this series of 40 days on Sankaracharya's life.
Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala,
Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva,
Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.